There's been a lot of concept art that was released from Rec Room over the years, and today I'll be showing you what I think are the most interesting pieces of official Rec Room concept art. So first things first, did you know that originally Golden Trophy was supposed to have another weapon? That's right, as you can see from this piece of concept art, there was originally going to be a hammer weapon. And speaking of scrapped items, there's also concept art for a scrapped disc weapon that was supposed to appear in Jumbotron. Let's go back to the hammer concept for a second. By zooming out of this piece of concept art, you can see a lot of different concepts of different things, including furniture, weapons, and different variations of the sword, including a duct tape sword, a foam sword, and a wooden sword. There's also concept art for the goblins in Golden Trophy, and one of those pieces of concept art shares a big secret that one of the goblins have. Apparently, the barrel knights aren't really as tall as you think. As you can see from this concept art, they're actually just sitting on a really big stool. It's honestly kind of cute. The normal and flying goblins have concept art as well, and as you can see, they used a lot of household items for their original look. On top of this, Golden Trophy isn't the only quest that has concept art. A few other quests have concept art as well. Here you can see concept art for the skeletons in Isle, which also shows off a spear weapon that is not in the game. There's also concept art for a bunch of weapons in Isle, which includes a bone weapon. There's also this piece of concept art, which shows off a pirate crab bomb thing. Here you can see concept art of the wolf and bat from Crescendo. The wolf almost looked way scarier. And speaking of Crescendo, this was a concept for Crescendo's logo. Honestly, I kind of like it a lot better than the logo we have today. There's also this old version of Dracula, which reminds me of the Muppets, to be honest. There's also this piece of concept art, which shows off some of the skeletons in Crescendo, as well as skeletons that aren't in the quest. Here you can see this creepy scarecrow, which I'm only assuming was for Crimson Cauldron because of the broom and witch hat. And here we got this horse, which I'm assuming was for Crescendo, but honestly, I have no idea. There's also a lot of concept art for Jumbotron for some reason. Here you can see the first iteration of the enemies in Jumbotron, and as you can see, they were very triangular. Then we got these. They looked very glow in the dark, and originally one of the enemies were going to be called Bitty Bots. Kind of cute. We also got 4 pieces of concept art that showed off a sort of final look for them, except they were originally going to be green instead of pink and purple. There's also concept art for how Jumbotron was supposed to look. Here we can see the original entrance for it. It was originally going to look like a theme park ride. Actually, there's more concept art that came from this theme park idea. They were trying to decide on whether to use standing seats or not. We also got concept art for the guns in Jumbotron. As you can see, they could not decide on what they were going to look like. Speaking of early versions of weapons, we also got concept art for the wand in Crimson Cauldron, and as you can see, they could also not decide on what it was going to look like. Speaking of shooter-themed Rec Room originals, did you know that in Rec Royale, there was going to be skins for the glider? That's right, there's actually 2 pieces of concept art created for glider skins in Rec Room, so hopefully one day we'll get these in game. There was also supply drops planned for Rec Royale. Honestly, I have no idea why they scrapped this. This would have been so cool. We also got an early version of the backpack. It looks like originally you could have actually put stuff in your backpack instead of in your holsters. We also got a few early versions of the Rec Royale logo. They really liked this font, apparently. There's also concept art for backpack skins. A few of these have since made it into the game, so who knows, the rest of these might be added one day. Next, we got a bunch of concept art for laser tag and paintball AR skins, and once again, some of these have since been added to the game, so maybe the rest will be added someday as well. There's also this piece of concept art, which I'm assuming was an early version for the paintball AR, but honestly, I have no clue. This isn't really a gun, but I'm gonna include it here. Next, we have a bunch of concept art for the maker pen. They could not decide on what they were going to name it or what it was going to look like. Alright, let's talk about cosmetics. First, we got concept art for a bunch of outfits, all of which have since ended up being in the game, besides a few small items like this baseball bat and this fire extinguisher. There's also this ghost outfit, which you think wasn't used, but it actually was. Back in 2016, it was used for a feature called Ghost Mode. Next, we got concept art for a bunch of hairstyles, all of which have since been added to the game. And speaking of hairstyles, there's a lot of concept art for outfits that also show off hairstyles that are not in the game. And they include this stunt runner concept, which shows off something similar to the feathered hair, this punk outfit concept, which shows off something similar to the emo hair, this vampire hunter concept, which shows off something similar to the He-Man hair, this apocalypse concept, which shows off something similar to Spiky, these 2 concepts for anime styled outfits, which show off a pigtail hairstyle and this hairstyle, this fancy outfit concept, which shows off this hairstyle, this king and queen concept, which shows off this royal hairstyle, this wedding concept, which shows off this hairstyle, and this elven concept, which shows off this very nice hairstyle. There's also concepts that include items that are not in the game. And they include this astronaut concept, which has this moon item, this caveman concept, which has this dead bear hat, this Taurus concept, which shows off this really cool camera lanyard, this lumberjack concept, which shows off an axe, this angel and demon concept, which shows off actual good angel wings. Seriously, I want these so bad. And finally, this mummy concept, which also shows off an Egyptian outfit.